guys. I wouldn't like to announce this guy, this man next to him. He is the guy who taught me how to introduce people, and I would like to give him a word to introduce himself because he is the first voice of esports on the Balkan scene. His name is Djordje, and Djordje, please introduce yourself in a way as pro is a bro.
You mean like some kind of an intro?
Yeah, do an intro for yourself.
That's a challenge I wasn't expecting. I need some time. I have to be honest. I need some time to prepare. Of course, every time I have a new guest, I have to prepare for an intro. I have to do a little bit of research, find something either funny or interesting that actually the person who's listening to it will be a little bit surprised and uh, it feels good when someone learns something new about you. So I don't know. I'm always talking. I'm always saying some super ultra cool stuff about people, and it wouldn't sound nice if I say something
Yeah,
like
I
that
pre-
about myself.
yeah,
So
for
that
backup I prepared one. Uh,
come on,
yeah,
you do
can
it.
I?
Come on.
I would like to hear from you. How did we make it? Because we make it like a team. Because I can't do it for myself. And yeah, today, guys, here we have a pleasure to meet the first voice of the Balkan, the first voice of the RELOG, and the best CS commentator against all PS or Pro Evolution Soccer commentators. The guys who finished solfeggio, that's a Serbian word, and still not doing that, not in the music. He is actually a caster and the director of the program of Arena eSport in Serbia. He is the interviewer who interviewed Kenny S and speak a little bit of Serbian on HLTV Awards. That's unfortunately, but that's the way to world learn that our casters is the best in the world. His name is Djordje. His surname is Djurdjev. He came from Pančevo, and he's our Lešiner today.
I love it. I love it. Look, a standing ovation for you and your team.
Oh,
Like this. Yeah.
thank you so much.
and,
It means
and,
so
and
much to us.
that's what I was talking about, and now I'm thrilled that you actually took the time to learn something about me. I'm from Pančevo. I studied music. I made a mistake on HLTV and so on. So that's pretty cool. So
Yeah, you
thank you
lose
for
a
the time
Kenny.
over
You
there.
lose a Kenny back 2 days
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. It was
So where Kenny
it was a
loses? Where
Yeah,
did he go?
it was a funny story. I mean, he was there. I know Kenny since from 2013, from the first European Championship that we organized here in Belgrade, and that's when our friendship started. And whenever I go somewhere to Cologne or Katowice or whatever, I always try to find him. And that means I have I have at least one interview for sure, at least. And he's always been helping me out in that sense. And I had this small, short, not that important job on HLTV to just do one simple interview, 3 or 4 minutes from the hotel. And while I was preparing for that, I was thinking about who am I going to catch, who's going to be willing to talk a little bit about everything, and I found Kenny, and we agreed on everything. And I told him like, be here in 2 minutes, we're going to go live. And then at one moment he just disappeared. He went somewhere, I don't know, maybe to bathroom, or I don't know. And the thing was, somehow I knew that I shouldn't put my microphone on, even though it wasn't my mistake if I'm heard in the program, right? There's a sound guy that's doing the job. But for some reason I thought I shouldn't turn it on. And at that moment my finger was on the button, and for some reason I just pressed it on. I don't know why. And at that very moment I said, I lost Kenny, or izgubio sam Kenija, nestao mi je Kenny in Serbian, right? And I immediately realized that someone could hear me. I don't know why. I don't know if it was the emptiness in the phones or something else. I don't know, but I knew something was wrong, and I turned it off immediately. And I waited for Chad's reaction first. He said someone is in my ear, And then the messages started coming like, hey, where's Kenny? You lost Kenny, and everything else on
Yeah,
my
you
Instagram and
lost
stuff.
Kenny.
So yeah, I realized what happened.
Yeah. So I would like to start this interview with the coffee. So you bring your coffee. What is your
Yeah.
favorite one? Not at home, but anywhere.
I'm not like a big fan of coffee, so I'm pretty simple with it. So I can drink, I can just to clear this out. PM is in Serbian drinking, so
Yeah.
okay. So I drink Nescoffee, like the simplest one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm addicted to the filter one and the flat white.
but it's the Red Star mug,
Okay,
and everyone
let's
should
go.
see that.
Let's go with that hard
No,
question. Actually,
we don't
you
have
need
to. We don't
you
have
need
to.
to make a choice.
Okay.
Be a commentator of the night when the Red Star won the Champions League, or be the host who will run to the Nico when he wins his first major.
I'm sorry, Nico. I'm sorry, Nico, but Red Star. I mean, I love Nico. I played against him when he started playing CS, when he played his first tournament in Serbia. I played against him, and we know each other for a long time, and I love him, and I would love to see him raise the trophy. But I'm sorry. My father took me to Red Star when I was just a kid, and that's the love number one.
Yeah, is that how the start for the love for the football starts? Do you
Oh, I'm sorry. I think the internet is a little bit lagging. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
quite hear you.
Is it time when the love for the football starts and for the basketball, or it's just everything where Red Stars plays, you will support it as hard as you can?
Well, I have to be honest. It's mainly football and basketball. Two most popular sports. When I was a little bit younger, when I was a teenager, 17, 18 years old, I was a little bit how to put it, a little bit more active supporter than I am now, and that actually makes sense. You don't have uh, much time as you did back then. But I used to go to water polo, handball as well. So a couple of other sports I was interested in, but yeah, mainly football and basketball.
Yeah. And speaking about the football, you had some career. You trained football for yourself, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that something that helped you in your career as a caster, as a director, host?
Um,
Because a
I don't
lot
know.
of
It certainly
people,
did. Mhm.
yeah, a lot of people speaks like Hunter get his motivation and working with coaches from the football. Some other peoples play other sport and get the knowledge from that. Is that helped you?
Yeah, I think it did in some way. I think it's really important for kids to train any sport. So any sport. I think mainly because of the discipline, the overcoming your problems, setting goals, when achieving them and failing them. That's also a school by itself. So I think it's very important. You learn how to lose. You learn how to not being angry at your teammate, not being angry at yourself too much. Um, uh, Learning how to listen to your coach, someone who's above you and who knows things better than you do, and you just have to listen to the instructions. And sometimes in Counter Strike, which is probably our main topic here, but it's sometimes hard to find a player. I'm talking about Face It now, Face It Pugs and whatever. It's hard to find someone who's actually going to listen to you. You say like, okay, do that, do this, and stop. It's not going to usually end up that way. Someone always has its own idea and its own um, vision of the game, and that's fine. But when you hear a command, it means that the captain gave that command for a certain reason. You don't know the reason yet. You maybe do, but you probably don't. But try to do your thing and see how everything finishes. If it's not good, then you talk about it, you change stuff, and so on. So I think that's something you learn, from sports.
Yeah. And speaking about orders from a captain, if you're
Yep.
now active player and you can choose your IGL, who will you choose?
Apex.
Apex?
instantly. I love him. I said that I met Kenny in 2013. It's the same thing with Apex. They were together here in Belgrade for the first time. I simply adore him. I have the feeling if I'm still playing Counter Strike, I would be like him.
Yeah, is he a hardest guest to prepare for at Prois Bro?
No, he's very talkative. He's very friendly. He's very relaxed, and I wasn't worried at all. I was trying to find out some interesting stuff. I contacted Kenny. I contacted Jerome, his manager for I don't know how many years, and they gave me a couple of interesting details. But the conversation itself was very easy. It was very fun, and I hope that the audience liked it.
Yeah, he didn't look like a guys. He didn't look like a guy who has a poodle, but he has one. You know that?
A poodle. Yeah, actually, I do. Yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
has a
I don't
brown
know if it's a
poodle.
poodle, but yeah, it's a brown.
It's a
Is
brown
it a poodle?
poodle. Yeah, it's a poodle. The brown poodles are bigger, like a Maltese, but bigger.
Isn't it like a dog? That dog. I don't know the name of the race. Yeah, but the one with longer
Fluffy.
ears,
Yeah,
like a little bit
it's.
longer.
I
Is
think
that a
it's a.
poodle?
I think it's a brown poodle, just normal brown
Okay,
poodle. Yeah, let's
okay.
call it brown poodle. But
Yeah.
speaking of animals, do you have some pet at home?
Unfortunately, not, but I will. That's one of my biggest wishes that didn't came true. I don't have a brother or sister. I'm the only kid, and I never had a pet. I never had a dog specifically. No cats for me, only dogs. So I'm gonna make it happen soon
Yeah,
enough.
I know how you feel
Yeah.
because I'm an only kid. When I start living alone with my girlfriend, we live for 1.5 year alone, and like 1 month ago, we brought the little puppy here with us, and
Yeah.
it's like a child, you know.
Yeah, it's a good way to prepare yourself for the next thing.
It's a good
The
way,
next
yeah.
step.
The next step, yeah. So, do you have some race that you'll pick?
No, actually, I'm not gonna buy a dog. I don't
You
like
adopt it. We
buying
adopt
a.
it too.
Yeah, I'm gonna adopt it as well because first of all, I don't like the dogs that I kind of know the behavior, what the behavior is gonna look like. This race is like this type is shy and he likes to smell things, and I don't know, he likes other dogs. No, I want it to be a mixture of everything. I want to find out. I want to help the dog that's in trouble, and I think that's the probably the best possible love
The
that you
most
can get
human way,
from a
yeah.
dog.
That's the
Yeah,
most
yeah, of
human.
course.
Yeah.
True,
I
true.
would like to go back to your starts at CS.
Yeah.
When was that? Do you
You
remember
mean when I
the?
started playing?
Yeah. No, 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 no. First contact. First your contact with CS. Do you remember the actual date or month or year, whatever?
I think there was. I think the year was 2000. I think it was a year after the bombing here in Serbia. Um, I was at my grandmother's grandfather's place back then in Belgrade because I was living in Pančevo. As you said, I was born in Pančevo, but I was a kid, so I was only 10 years old in 2000. And one of my friends just told me like, "Hey, there's a PC playground somewhere near. Let's go and try this thing. It's called CS, Counter Strike, whatever." And yeah, that's the first time I went for it.
Yeah.
And
And after that, in a school, you speak about your first team. You have some classmates and guys from school who
yeah,
play with you back in the
uh, y-
days.
yeah, that's true. My first team wasn't in class. That was a team basically. We wanted to play with a couple of kids from school, so we made a sort of a team. But the first like real team was with I don't know if people know guys around here, uh, uh, also known as Champa and Riquelme, with a couple of different nicknames. Um, Trying to remember who else was there. So we played like friendly matches against another team that was called SH, Estonia, Slovenia, Honduras. just random 3 countries in the name, yeah. And 2 players from that team were Kassad and people probably know Joka Bomba. And uh, we realized that a couple of us, Gaich and I, and Kassad and Joka, we were a little bit better than the rest of the fellas in both teams. So we merged together and we became X-Files. And that was basically our, like first real team, I guess.
Yeah, and speaking of teams back in the days in Belgrade, unfortunately I was young and I was not living there. But if you need to choose one place, I will give you two. What will you choose to, like, you are now making a LAN
Okay.
in Belgrade in some of
Okay.
internet cafes. Which one will you choose?
KGB. I mean, I don't know. I think I heard that KGB is actually closing. I don't know if that's true.
KGB is closing. It's selling their.
There you go. I mean, I know Truja for who knows how long.
I
I
work
didn't
for
know that it's
Troya.
closing. Sorry.
I work for Troya
There you go. Oh, wait, here in this company?
in KGB, yeah, but
Oh,
as administrator.
past tense. You said worked.
Yeah, yeah, worked.
Oh, okay. I understood. Like right now. Yeah. So I know him, and I know how everything worked back then, back in the days in KGB. And I'm really sorry to hear that this is happening. But you know, obviously a business call, and he decided it's not
Yeah.
uh,
So you're,
profitable anymore.
let's say you have like word in Relog.
Yep.
If it's possible, would you like to make a podcast in KGB, in the old KGB?
I don't know. Sure, why not? I mean, I was a big fan of Forum. It doesn't exist anymore. I was a huge fan of Industria. People probably don't remember that place. It was the same place it was after called Plato Plus, but when it was Industria, it was just a real classic, old school like Biots dream hacks that were held in Sweden, and that's how Industria looked like. You just go downstairs, you go into the basement, and like a view opens over 200 PCs, just bashed together, right, one next to each other with really small space. No space for a keyboard, for mouse, for anything. But it looked really cool. It was a real deal. And if I can choose to do a podcast at one place, I would choose
You will
Industria.
choose
It
that.
was it
Okay.
was so unique, so one of a kind.
Yeah. And I would like to go to your actual job right now. You're a director of what is the called of for arena sport?
Yeah, it's
I
like a program director
program
of
director.
Arena
Okay,
Esport, right?
let's say. And Vukan asked you,
Yeah.
uh, how many streams more will you do this year, except of the past, instead of the past?
Uh, how many is he going to do, or
No, no, you,
I?
you, you, you. He would like to see you doing a casting again, a lot of casting.
Oh, casting. Okay, I understood, like streaming and,
No,
and
no,
playing
like
for
casting,
streams.
casting.
Casting. Well, that's right now. That's that's the thing I love to do the most. I don't have enough time to do it as frequently as before, but I would really love to do it more if I have time. And one of the problems is my
Voice.
throat, my voice. Yeah, I lost it like 10, 12 years ago on some job that I was doing.
You're working as a Santa.
Yeah, there you go. You know everything, man. You know
I
you know things
I
better than
love
I do.
I love doing research for the guests. It's
There
so
you go.
funny.
Yeah, I was a Santa for Coca-Cola. Like the real Santa, the real caravan going from one city to another. And I was a teenager, so during the day I was Santa, and during the night I
Actually, I
was
think I have
happy with
picture.
my friends.
I think I can find my picture. I think that was you. Do you remember the year?
It was actually 3 years, but not in a row. I think it was like 2012, 2013, and 2015. if I remember correctly.
If I have a picture, I have a picture with the Coca-Cola Center from 2011 or 2012.
No, come on. Where from? In which city?
Smederevo.
Smederevo? Let me think about it. I don't remember us going to Smederevo.
Okay, then
Maybe it
it's
was someone else, I
no,
don't
no.
know.
I take a picture in Okay, then it's 2011. Because I know
Maybe.
I get like a Coca-Cola package and stuff like that. I was a child and was so fucking happy. And yeah, and
Yeah, well, I
then
mean, who knows?
yeah,
Yeah.
I will if I find it, I will send it to you and you will
For sure,
say,
for sure. I
yeah,
will recognize. Yeah.
is it
I
you
was an
or
actually, yeah, I was actually a kid's animator. I worked on children's birthday parties and so on. So it happens to this day that I meet someone and he's like, "Hey, Lesko, blah blah, Counter Strike and so on." Like, "Hey, you actually worked at my birthday party? Wow,
yeah, do you
small
miss
world."
that?
Yes and no. Yes, I miss working with kids because that's the purest emotion that you will find in the world. And when kid is laughing and when kid is having fun, that's real. You know, um, in that sense, I miss it. In other sense, I don't even know how was I able to control 30 kids for 2 hours straight.
Do you think
I
that new generation is worse than the previous one?
It is. I mean, it is for sure. And the generations, not worse, but different. It's just um, me as an animator, I could realize that five kids with 5 years and 3 years later, kids that have 5 years are different. The focus is different. Their interests are different. Cartoons are different. Everything is changing. And the influence is different as well. So you just have to keep up with what's changing and try to make your program as modern as possible, right?
Yeah, and one of the kids, I can call him, he's a little bit younger than me. One of the kids that you raised is a Milan.
It's true.
He speaks so fucking high about you. Do you see yourself as a
Thanks.
good mentor and a coach? Or it's just you find a way how to approach him, how to learn him things?
Um, I don't know. I would like to think of myself as a good coach or teacher, tutor, whatever. In some way, Svojc and myself, we in a way created this in the Balkans. There was no stepping stone. There was no how to uh, you know what to say, what to do, how to pronounce things, how to be a caster, in Serbian language. And in a way, we completed each other. So I did a lot of stuff, he did a lot of stuff, we did a lot of stuff together, and I think we learned from each other and pick up phrases and different words, and therefore we created a certain foundation, that we can actually educate other people on, trying to just show them the basics, um, help them learn the basics, and then they can create their own style.
Yeah. How is it hard to like prepare a new guy to be a caster? Is it hard? Or it's like if you have that talent, it's easy. If you are good with speaking, you are passionate about the game. We're not speaking now of Counter Strike only, we are speaking about Pro Evolution Soccer and so much to be a host actually. Is it hard? Or okay, you have a talent, you have some click in your head, you can do it good, you can just I don't know how to say it actually, but you know what I mean. You just need to have something in you to be a good like host, caster, whatever.
I think it's pretty similar, like in every single way. In Counter Strike, in singing, whatever you do, you need to have a certain dose of talent, right? Um, I mean, you can't sing, and you can't practice singing if you do not have the ear for it, right? So it's pretty simple in our job as well. You need to have love for it. You need to have a certain talent. You need to have an interest. And with all that, you have a foundation for practice, and you need to practice, and you can't get away from it. If you don't practice, if you don't work on it, you're not going to be good. Yanko will tell you that, I will tell you that, Svojic will tell you that, Kasad will tell you that, and everyone who succeeded will tell you that. I mean, we didn't succeeded yet. There's yet more to work on, but from the people who actually are successful, as I said, Yanko or Kasad, um, everyone will tell you that you need to work on your talent. If you're not working, then you're not going forward. That means you're basically standing in a place, and that means that you're actually going backwards, right?
Yeah. And speaking of your starts as a host and the guest, that was in eFrag, am I right? Did you have another job as a caster or the host in the esports?
Yeah, I started working with eFrag. Actually, it's an interesting story, I think. I don't know if people know how everything started. So basically, the idea was when eFrag, um, they started a company and they were just like HLTV, putting up pictures and results from tournaments just to inform people, just for so the people can know what's going on. And you know, one thing led to another. Pezza, who's actually a manager of G2 right now, he was leading EFRAG back then, and he wrote a project that was called a European Championship, and it was like written, for example. It was written in, I don't know, July, and it was supposed to happen in September next year, so in like 13 or 14 months. And I don't know how it happened, but it leaked somewhere, and Pezza all of a sudden was in this situation where, for example, Taz is writing to Pezza. Back then they didn't know each other. Taz was a legend, Pezza was a nobody. Taz was writing like, okay, I love this, I want to play this. Getright was writing, from Sweden, like, okay, let's go, this is awesome, I want to play this. And all of a sudden he had like 10, 15 countries willing to play, not in 14 months, but now, like in 2 months. So basically they decided, okay, let's do this, this is happening, and let's try and organize something. They called me, we needed to do a draw for the tournament, and for those who who have time, I think you can find that clip
I found
online, and
that. I watched that.
it's awful. Yeah, it's awful. It's the very beginning of our work, and we were trying to do whatever we can with the equipment that we have, and it was really awful. But then again, we did it, and we actually managed to organize a LAN tournament where we had Apex, Kenny S, Device, Dupri, Zipnix, Kiyoshima. I'm probably missing someone, but basically Denmark versus France, and it was a huge thing for us back then. And when you look at now, it's like four-time major winners coming to Serbia, and I think the prize pool was like $2,000. That's it. The whole prize pool,
Yeah.
$2,000.
That was a tournament that leaks, the terrain leaks inside of that. Is that
Uh, Sorry.
that tournament was in where? Arena or Sava Center?
No. That one was in a hotel in Vračar
Oh
in
yeah.
Belgrade, Crystal Hotel Crystal.
Yeah. And the
It's
next
like a
one, the World
and
Championship, yeah.
no. The second European Championship was in Expo Center in Belgrade as well, right? And then the year after was in Sava Center, the World Championship. They decided to make it a little bit bigger. And the year after, 2016, in the arena, the last one. Um, I think we all know how that ended. Yeah,
Yeah. And this
unfortunately.
year in Arena will be the new PGL tournament.
Um, that's what I hear.
Yeah, and RELOG is working with PGL this year about on that tournament.
Yeah, I don't know how much I can talk about that. And to be honest, I don't know too much right now, especially when it comes to my part of the job. But as
Yeah,
soon as we find out something,
yeah, but I would
we,
like to ask you, would you like to
yeah,
be the host
sure.
in
I mean,
Serbian
sure.
or in
Yeah,
English?
yeah. Oh, um, oh, that's an interesting question.
Or
I
if you
didn't
are
think
a
about it.
host in Serbian, who would you
Yeah,
like to be next to who will speak in English?
OJ Borg.
Really?
OJ Borg, yeah, OJ Borg is the best stage host there is. So I would like to meet him as well. I didn't have the opportunity to meet him. I think it would be a good combo. I think he has a natural charisma and natural talent for the stage. It's like when he talks, everyone listens, and it's how it goes. Whatever he says, he doesn't have to prepare himself. That's the feeling I have. I know that's not true. He's just natural on stage. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Yanko says same thing about you. You have incredible, insane energy when you're speaking.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
Well,
uh,
thanks Yanko,
yeah,
and
and
thanks to
Yanko
you.
told us that he think that you can be a good host for the international scene. Actually,
Hopefully. I don't know. I was a little bit, I was always, not a little bit. I was always what's the word I'm looking for? Suspicious about my ability to work as a host, because mainly if you want to be a host, you need to have your English as a primary language, like a native speaker. And I think people can actually tell the difference, and it kind of bugs your ears when it's not a native speaker. I mean, that's the way I think. But I never like found the real opportunity that I could like catch, and to hold on to something, so I can maybe take some intense lessons, every day, talking to some native speakers and try to get the hang of it. But who knows? Maybe as a stage host, he doesn't have to talk too
yeah,
much. Like phase. That's something I can do.
yeah. Who would like to announce what team would you like to announce the most?
Uh, Previous G2.
But right now,
Well,
it's
G2.
not
Why not?
else previous G2 anymore.
It is. Of course, it is. It would just be better if both Nikola and Nemanja are on the same team, right? But if we can mix and match, then G2 versus Falcons, so
Oh,
I can
really?
announce both
Final?
Hunter and Nico. Yeah, why not? Why
For
not?
who will you cheer in that final of the major? Hunter or Nico?
That's a really interesting question. We actually had a debate on work today on that topic. I think it's going to be hard for me to cheer for Falcons. Truth to be told, even though Nico's going to be there, I'm going to need some time. I don't like the whole story about Falcons and money, and in football as well, not only in Counter Strike. So I suppose I'm going to need some time to figure everything out and to just get adjust to Nico and Falcons, but naturally it's gonna come. I cheer for him. I would like him to lift the major trophy because he deserves it, and it's gonna naturally go that way.
Yeah? So, right now, you will cheer for G2. Let's say like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
And if it's any opportunity to Nico and Hunter play together in the Balkan team, which three players from Balkan will you put in that team too?
Okay. Probably Kixon. He's the best IGL I think Balkan had. In years. It was Emmy, but I think he's a little bit old right now. I mean, not old, but with his actually discipline, he's really good. And but I think his prime has passed, so maybe Kixon as an in-game leader. We need an opper, right? Because Nico's not gonna play the op.
You can
I
go
said
whole
that.
Balkan.
I said that once, and I'm gonna say it again. No op for Nico. Only gun. Only assault rifle. Best in the world. Best ever. So yeah. So we need an opera,
You
right?
can go whole Balkan. You can pick like all XU, or you can go like geographically whole Balkan.
But look, Ilya is our guy, you know? Yeah, I mean, he's Russian, but he's Osipovich. You know, he's been Osipovich for 2 years, and Nico is his father, as Monesi says. So if we can like bend the rules a little bit, I would choose Monesi.
Just give him a passport and that's it.
If not, Deutsche. He was playing for G2 Academy. He's a new young prospect. He has a lot to learn, but hey, let's go with him.
And the fifth
Who's
guy?
better to learn from if not from Nico? And I need one more guy, right?
Yep.
Madden.
Madden?
Madden. Yep.
Yeah, how was it working with Madden on a desk before a game?
It was good. It was good. Madden is a great guy. He doesn't like to talk a lot when the camera is on, but before the cameras turn on, he's like talking about everything and trying to just make his life easier when the camera starts. But he's a little bit shy, I think, in that sense. But nonetheless, he decided to join us and to help us out and to make the program even better.
Yeah.
And it's always fun hanging out with
Yeah,
him.
let's say we are at we go to third of this show, and I would like to ask you the second question for our previous guest. I think you will be surprised. BTN asked you, well, when will you grab him a Pljeskavica?
BTN
Yeah,
from Nexus, right?
from Nexus, yeah.
Oh, okay. I just saw him at the HLTV
Yeah,
Awards, and
but he said
we chatted.
unfortunately you didn't have time, and both of you to get to
Yeah.
go and grab Pljeskavica with you
Okay.
because
Next time. Hopefully, in a year, again for the HLTV Awards, or if he comes to Belgrade sooner than that. You have my word. I'm taking you to the best
he
Pleskovica in
hopes
town.
that the Nexus will play PGL Belgrade.
Ideal.
Really? You will just go, Greg? Yep, grab Pljeskavica will dull guy. Is he older than
Sure.
you?
No, I think he's my age. I think he's exactly my age.
He's 35 right now.
Yeah, I'm 35 as well. So
Yeah.
yeah. Well, look, two guys from the same generation playing Counter Strike or working in Counter Strike for so long. We're gonna have a lot of topics. So not a problem at all.
Yeah. Just oh, Puppy's doing some funny stuff. Yeah. I would like to ask you. That's not like it's not a question. I would like to explain to audience how
Okay.
you choose the right person for the next caster. Because you speak
Uh,
that people can apply to be a casters in Relog right
yeah.
now.
No.
And do you have someone in mind right now, or
No.
it's no?
That's the problem right now. I have no one in my mind. We're gonna have an audition, and I would like to see as many people as possible. We have a certain things that you um, need to have. I mean, you have to be from Belgrade. That's a necessity, because we work from Relog Media. Relog Media is in Belgrade. You have to come to work every time you cast, and it's that simple. So I'm really sorry that people from other cities can't apply, or it's not viable application. But soon we will have the audition, and we need as many people as possible. And my job is to find someone who has who has a talent for it, and someone who's willing to work. That's like the two most important details. You obviously need to follow Counter Strike, watch Counter Strike, right? You need to have a certain talent for talking, or communication, communicology. Um, and you need to have some good work ethics, because as fun as this is, there comes a time when you work an ESL Pro League that lasts for God knows how long, and you have 2 matches per day. That means 4 to 6 maps every day, and it's not easy. It takes your stamina, it takes your fatigue, it takes your concentration, and therefore you need to have patience and a good work ethic. So there you go, a couple of things a caster should have.
Yeah, so do you think that the people will respond to that? What is like, if you can just
I
put a
hope so.
goal, how many peoples would you like to see? At least.
um I don't know. At least, well, we can't do anything without, I don't know, two. That's like the bare minimum. But I would like to see, I don't know, 15, 20, and to have the opportunity to actually, you know pick a better person for that job. Because what's the thing, we had Laf, as you probably know, and we have Milan. I think it's safe to say that neither Laf or Milan will be a caster in 10 years. And Switch and I, we're like a different type of person. This is our life. This is our, well, life work, and we're here to stay. And we kind of want to be pioneers of that type of work on this, in this part of the Europe. And we actually need those kind of people who love Counter-Strike, who live Counter-Strike, and people who maybe want to do this for the rest of their lives. It's not an obligation. You don't have to want that. You can just be interested in Counter-Strike and maybe going to a university and wanting to work somewhere for um, for some salary, and that's fine as well. For a couple of years, just until you finish your studies and stuff. That's okay too. But we need actually both kind of people. So everyone who listens to this and is maybe interested, don't be shy to apply. uh, if nothing else, we're gonna have fun.
Yeah, I tried actually by myself to cast the games. Yeah, Vukan told me that it's easier to cast big games, and I wouldn't like to. I don't like to do easy things. I try with some old Matty sport against, I don't know, Amkal or something like this from
Hmm.
Poly, and it's horrible
Well, it's even harder when you cast it yourself. It's always better when you do it in a pair.
because I
uh,
do a cast and do the chef's job actually, because
oh.
I just download demo and go through.
Oh no, that's a horror story. You can't focus. You don't have another person to actually talk to you, and that's not the way you should do it. But it's a good way to rehearse. And if anyone comes to the audition and I say, "Hey, you're good. We're gonna see you in a week. Go home and practice." They should do it. They should do exactly this. Sit at your computer, at your PC, play a demo, cast it. I mean, that's what I did when I was a kid. Not on Counter Strike, but on football. I was playing PES and casting myself while playing.
I do
So
that
that's
too.
that's how
That
I started to love that job.
Yeah, you cast PES by playing. Did you find?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that your advantage on right now while you're casting PES?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe could be a sort of a practice that I wasn't aware of. So maybe it helped. Right now, I think I'm the probably only pest caster in the region. I mean, no one is actually interested in
Really?
that game. I don't know. I mean, no
Oh
one
my
is
god!
actually doing eFootball anymore. It's mainly because of Konami and the way they're treating their own game, not paying attention to esports at all and trying to develop something. But when you put eFootball as a simulation of football, it's the best simulation we
Mm.
have. FIFA is great with graphics and with fun,
But it's no
glittering
simulation.
stuff for kids, and that's fine. I can understand that. But if you love football, you have to play eFootball. If you
eFootball,
love real football.
yeah, eFootball is my favorite game besides of
Yeah.
CS and yeah, and World of Tanks actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you?
It's a really good simulation.
Yeah, is you a guy when you're playing for yourself and you lose, for example, you play career or something, you restart that match, or you just go with the
No.
flow? Yeah,
No, no, no,
Milan
no,
told
no.
me that the go with the flow is your favorite word, modern word.
Okay. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you love go
Maybe.
with the flow.
I do like to go. I
Yeah,
like to be spontaneous. I like to, but it's not. It doesn't mean I'm like that when I'm working. It's different stuff while you work and while live your life. But when it's all about work, I like to prepare. I like to get myself ready, and then I can work spontaneously around that. But in
Yeah,
life, yeah, just
yeah.
just
And speaking
go
about
with the
go with
flow.
the flow, how it comes to play ISIA with Swoj, Shev, and other guys, Mixi from Relog.
Hey, I don't know. I just started. I had my first game 2 days ago. We won. I was pretty good. So they just gave me this opportunity to play with them. So it was only a start. I'm not gonna try and jinx anything.
Yeah. So do you
Yeah.
mean that you can maybe go to a ISIA Advanced?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, I'm being honest here. If you ask me this question in front of my teammates, I would like, fuck yeah, let's go. We're gonna destroy them all. No one can do anything to us. But um, in all honesty, I don't think so. I don't think we're hyped enough for something like that. We're okay. We try a couple of smokes before the game and so on, but we're not that deep into it, so we know the some standards, some setups, some defaults. If we had that, maybe we could qualify.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So the team can be called Go with the Flow.
There you go. I wasn't even thinking about it, but we have a good name right now. It's called Geriatria. Since we are all pretty old, um, 30 plus. I think there's no one under 30 years. So yeah,
Yeah.
Geriatria all the way.
Yeah. I would like to ask you, make from your pick three international, and you and Swoj is playing with three international colleagues, three international casters or talents. Pick a perfect CS team.
Okay.
Kassad is a coach.
Okay, Cassidy is a coach. We can't skip that. Um, okay. I would like to play with Chev. Is Chev in the picture, right? That's okay?
No, you can't.
No?
You can
Oh,
go
internationals.
all
Okay.
international. But
Okay, you
Shev
said
is so
international.
long on international scene, so you can pick him.
Yeah, that's true. But okay, I'm gonna leave out Chev if I have to. It would probably be Sponge since he's an ex-pro. He's really good at CS, and it would be a Machine as well because I'm a huge fan of Machine. I think he's the best in his job as a host. He's not hosting anymore. He's casting. He obviously finds that more interesting. But I really like his style. I love what he does. So in that sense, I would like to hang out with him. And I saw a clip of one of his clutches during the ESL Pro League. They had some segment that you have to guess the player and so on. When I saw that clutch, I was like, "Whoa, this guy, this guy could have been great, if he decided to go pro." So, Machine, Sponge, and
Switch is opping. That's
Soichi Zopping.
yeah.
Okay,
He's
okay,
off
that's fine.
IGL.
Yeah, okay. He was an ex opper, so it's fine. Maybe Hugo. Maybe Hugo. He's funny, so we need to
Yeah,
have good energy, like Jackson in G2 back then.
yeah. So who is the funny guy in Relog right now?
In Relog, Migzi always. Migzi is the factory of laughter. I don't know. That guy is nonstop.
Yeah, and
He's amazing.
I would like to end this like in the funny way. Let's say
Yeah.
like this. You said everything about casting. You said everything about any stuff that is on the television and streams. But what about if you actually somehow manage to be manager of any team,
Okay.
but not from top 10? Who will you pick?
Oh, are Mongols top 10 right now?
Top 3.
Top what?
Mongols is the third best team right now.
No,
Yeah,
wait. I
open
have to
BRS.
check. No, no way. No, you're
Yeah,
making this stuff up. No,
no,
can't be true. I,
yeah.
I no. Wait. Where's the bloody? Wait, you mean Valve ranking
Valve
or
ranking, Valve
HLTV?
ranking.
Valve ranking.
Valve ranking.
Yeah.
We are going with official one because you know
No,
HTTP
it's
is
fine.
not.
Yeah, okay. I'm just I need to see this. Wait. What's the global ranking? What is this? No, this is not. Wait, no, it's not. No, it's not. You're messing with me.
Open
The third
global
one is
Valve.
phase. If I
It's on
extract.
regional. Open Valve.
Okay,
Valve global
worldwide.
ranking.
You're right, worldwide. You are right. Damn.
They're third.
I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's
Navi is on the 7th place.
fair. Yeah, that's not fair. Yeah,
No, it's not working.
this is horrible. Okay, so I opened the ranking so I can pick someone out of top 10, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's see.
Let's cook it.
Hmm. I don't know. Either maybe Saw,
Okay.
maybe Saw. They are interesting. Hmm. Let's go with Saw.
Okay.
You know, Portugal, near the sea, good climate. I think it's fine.
Now you need to bring a Serbian guy in that team, but realistic.
Realistically, okay, a player
Yeah.
or like
Yeah,
a
a player, a
coach
player,
or
a player.
okay. Um, I think Vladan could be a good fit for a team like Sa. You know, I think Vladan still has his opportunity to play on the highest level. So yeah, let's go with him.
Yeah. So plus Vladan.
So plus Vladan.
Yeah.
Maybe Dragon if there's a place for him as well. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. But from right now, we don't have a lot of scene. Do you miss that? Do you miss a Balkan scene?
Sure I do, but I don't know when was the last time we had a Balkan scene, but probably like 15 years ago. You know, for a long time we had like two teams. They were competing against each other, and whatever their name was, like back then, I Nation and uh, Big Ide Online, and then they just started, you know, changing names. So whatever their name was, that was it. That was basically it. And then we had again the merge happening, and them becoming Valiance. So that was like the best team in this region. They became crazy. They were binary dragons at one point. But when that finished, when Nexa and Hunter were bought by G2, that's it. We didn't have a scene since then. Partizan is there. I almost forgot, and it wouldn't be fair. Zero Tenacity is doing a great job in the past couple of years, and they are actually the only ones who are consistent. Excuse me, consistent and um, actually aiming for something, having a goal and working on that goal. And I think it's amazing that they're in a same lineup for almost 2 years, and I really hope it's gonna pay off. So props to Dimitrie and whoever else is leading the whole project with him. And I would really like there. I switch my. I'm gonna switch my answer. Who would I love to cast right now? G2 versus Zero Tenacity in some finals, whatever.
Yeah.
They
So
deserve it, you know. They
yeah.
really deserve it.
And the last question is Blast took the actually the one of the qualifiers for the Blast takes a name by a RELOG. It's a RELOG European qualifier something.
Yeah.
So is it a chance that to be in a RELOG?
I'm not sure how everything works this year for Blast. This is
No
not our
one
first
knows.
time. Yeah, but this is not our first time that we're working qualification tournament for Blast events. We did that for the past 2 years, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be anything new for us. But if you're asking me about LAN event, I
Yeah,
have no idea. But I saw today. I saw the new Blast Studio. I don't think they're gonna let anyone else do it since they obviously invested a lot of money in it, and then they want to use it, and it looks really good. So I think the
and
production is gonna
what
be
about
there.
Res Championship or however is the name of?
Yeah, but Res was organized because of the last events. Res was basically a path you take in order to go either to ESL tournaments or Blast tournaments, and it's actually um, it has its own problems because of the scene in the Balkans. You don't have teams that last longer than, I don't know, 3 months. They just everyone goes their own way, and every other rest tournament, we don't have like two same teams in two tournaments in two
Yeah,
qualies. So yeah, and even if we do, it's like out of 8 teams, 2 are actually teams,
other are
considering
mixes.
Zero, Tenacity, and Partizan, and other are just mixed teams with player playing Face It and so on, and like, okay, let's do it, and they managed to qualify for it, and it's fine. I have nothing against it, but we need to have that on a professional level, not on
Yeah,
amateur one.
and the last thing that I would like to ask you is, if you have opportunity, of course you have, but a lot of people ask about the podcast, about linked podcast. Will you wait will you wait for the new podcast, and that the first podcast, the first one, you will be with Nico? Will you wait it?
We had a couple of interesting ideas with Pro Bro as well, and about Linked, and both of the shows had something to do with Nico showing up. He promised me a long time ago because he was once in Pro Bro, but he was
With
together with
Janko?
Janko, right?
Yep.
They were both in phase back then, and he promised that he's gonna come for sure, and we always joke about that. He said, like, just please don't ask me how I started playing CS. That's like the question I hate, So I had this idea to open the show with asking him exactly that question, just to
I think that he
get
will
some fun out of it.
pre-record it and just start playing it on
Yeah,
his
yeah, just to
mobile.
record his reaction, to see
Yeah,
how he's gonna react. I don't know what to say. We had a lot of
ideas.
a job to do when no, a lot of
Okay.
work to do when we were changing place because we were relocating. The Hotel Yugoslavia
Was it emotional?
um, is yeah, a little bit. A little bit. It's emotional right now when I go past the building and
Yeah,
everything
I
is in
think.
ruins. I think right now is a little bit more emotional than it was back then. But the new space is really amazing and it looks really good. And you of course need a lot of money to invest in order to finish everything. And it's not always easy to finish everything in time. And right now we're still waiting for our studio to be finished. And as soon as that is over, we're gonna have everything back alongside with podcast and hopefully with Pro and Bro and some new guests. I need to dig a little bit deeper in our scene to find some new interesting faces that actually are willing to tell their story.
Yeah, and the last thing is, please leave a message for the boys and the girls or whoever would like to become part of the CS, but not on the server.
Um, the esport community is going bigger and bigger, and not just community but industry, and soon enough we're going to need every single aspect of life coming into esport as well. And it's like we're going to need doctors and sports managers how many people right now do we have in the industry? And uh, if you like Counter Strike but your profession is something else, you will probably be able to connect those two things and do what you love. In some way, that's what I did, and it panned out nicely so far. And I don't know, just believe that you can actually do what you like if you work on it, if you pay attention to it, if you think about it, um, if you can create it basically for yourself, and that's the that's the winning formula.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time. I hope it goes over 1 hour, 1 hour 1 minute actually.
It's fine.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fine.
fine. Thank you so much, and we all hope that we'll see you on Belgrade stage this year.
Uh, Look, I wanna thank you for this opportunity, and I don't not only that, but to praise you for some really good insights and questions that I've never been asked. You know, I'm sick of journalists, especially here in Serbia. They're calling us to the shows and stuff, and they're asking us questions like, "Okay, you play video games and you earn money, right?" And
No.
basically that's the beginning of every conversation, you know. And it's like, how for how long are we gonna talk in this way, you know? And I really like that you did your research and you had some interesting stuff
Yeah,
prepared about me. So yeah,
it's just
thanks
funny
for
thing
that.
that I would like to do for my life, but it's hard, you know.
Yeah, it could be creepy, you know, but you're not doing the creepy way, you're doing it in a fine way. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I imagine
I'm
that.
kidding,
Oh,
I'm
I
kidding.
found your address and come. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, you
Now you
live
know
here.
my address, you know I
Oh,
did solfeggio and stuff.
so,
I lived in Pančevo.
oh,
I don't
too
know.
much. You don't have
Yeah,
puppy at home.
just a smidge. Just a smidge.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and
Thank you.
hope to see you on the big scenes soon.
Hopefully. See
Yeah.
ya.